All right, so this month's National Book Week is a government initiative that encourages reading as a lifestyle. Now, this year, the campaign coincides with International Literacy Day. According to UNESCO, at least 700 million adults around the world lack basic reading skills. Last year, a report by the Progress in International Reading study placed South Africa in last place out of 50 countries. It found that 8 out of 10 grade 4 learners were in fact unable to read for meaning in any language. Let's unpack the story now. Author and storyteller Gcina Mhlophe has worked tirelessly to help make South Africa a reading nation with her Nozincwadi, or Mother of Books, campaign. She joins us now via our Zoom link. She's in Durban. Dr. Mhlophe, thank you so much for your time this morning on the AM report. What a devastating statistic this is. Out of 50 countries, this international reading study placing South Africa last.
A very good morning to you and your viewers. Thank you for having us. I think sometimes we repeat things so often until they become second nature to us. If I say to you, I'm always tired around about 12 noon. And for sure, tomorrow by 12 noon, I'll be tired, and the day after and the day after. We keep repeating these things, and they're supposedly statistics of people who are coming in from other countries. Yes, there's a lot of young people who cannot read because of the system, the way it has changed so much, and did not focus on them learning the skill of reading from the very, very beginning, and then coming up with all of these super clever other things that are added into a child's life, and 200% homework, which doesn't do much if you cannot read and write. And so our country has been trying. There are many NGOs and there are other government initiatives. I think we need to stop being in small silos and working individually in our corners. I love collaboration. I love having sister organizations. Nozincwadi, Mother of Books literacy campaign started in 2001, and we've had several sister organizations, and it has been so positive to have those sister organizations. I see many new ones now, and I support that big time.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, NGOs, as you say, do their part. Government often has initiatives around reading. But as a mother of 2 boys myself, I know that encouraging that love of reading must begin at home. And it does take a lot of time when you're trying to work 2 jobs, both parents are working, whatever the case might be. But that encouragement to read, it has to begin in the home.
It certainly has to begin at home. Children watch what we are doing. There's a saying that children watch more than they listen. You can tell them as many times as you want, you must read, you must read. They never see you touching a book. It's like the book is going to bite you. How do you think they're going to love books? So it's extremely important that parents play their role, older siblings, whoever is around the children, to enjoy a book, to sometimes read with them, something small, just a page, or to say, read for me. And then you yourself as a parent or caregiver gets to know where your children are instead of receiving a letter from the teacher. It's very, very important for us to play our role in how we bring up the children. And as for the statistics, we focus, yes, on a certain grade. I think it's extremely important sometimes. Sometimes I think, if our minister could just disguise, I don't know where, what, and hide and come with us on the road show and see the number of children who are reading in their mother tongues out loud and proudly, and in English. They are reading. It's unbelievable. If I had just like a 3-hour snippet, or a 3-hour video to send to the ministry and say, have a look at the children from rural South Africa that we get to meet as Nozincwadi, Mother of Books, in our literacy campaign. I mean, I'd be amazed, I'd be curious to know what those statistics specialists would say to that.
Yeah. And as your Gcina Mhlophe Arts and Heritage Trust, you've done so much work over the almost 20 years that you've been promoting literacy around the country. And part of that work that you've done has been to sort of do makeovers for libraries. And we all remember when we were at school, children flocked to libraries. That is where we spent our school afternoons. It was for socializing, but yes, we also got some reading done. Are we still seeing that children are using libraries the way we used to?
You know, some schools, there's a school called the Intakamazolo. We renovated a library for them, and we also got another company donating really beautiful desks and chairs, and we sent them. The children preferred not to have their break, but to stand in queue to enter the library. What a novelty. Wow. Other people who grew up, who always had a library from grade 1, they don't think it's such a big deal. But there are so many children who see that as a novelty because they've never, ever had a school library. When we go and do these extreme makeovers, it's exhausting work, and people come. Sometimes we've got 30 volunteers and the room is too small, so we have to go in shifts kind of things. But we start at 9 a.m. By 4:30, we put up the sign, Nozincwadi library at Intakamazolo or whatever other school. And it is so important for us to have those volunteers coming on board, for teachers to help us, for people to feel like this is ours. That sense of ownership is extremely important because then they care about it. Others, we donate books and they say to us, no, they can't touch the books. They're going to make them dirty. There's something called water, no? Yeah. Just a little bit of water and soap, wash their hands, a bit of toweling, and then get into the classroom. If you want them to leave their shoes outside, leave the shoes outside. But the library and the books are there to be used. And when children have a sense of belonging in a library, you can't stop them. Anything you do often enough becomes a habit. We are creatures of habit. Children of South Africa, they need us to make that difference.
Absolutely, and they need us particularly, to tackle this issue of reading in English, reading in your mother tongue, reading in any language for meaning. Dr. Gcina Mhlophe, thank you so much for your time this morning on the AM Report. Dr. Mhlophe is director of the Gcina Mhlophe Arts and Heritage Trust, also doing so much work around her Mother of Books literacy campaign, Nozincwadi.